go-to for this tournament.
This is actually Ryan's first time being on our stream as well, Chip. And he said his favorite card is Ultra Ball.
Great favorite card choice. You can tell that's a true TCG player, someone who's been around the game for years and years, through many formats with Ultra Ball, several formats without Ultra Ball. And when you play the game without Ultra Ball in the format, it really makes you appreciate how strong that card is.
Absolutely, but we see the fist bump from our players. We are going to be heading into our Swiss Round 8 here in Peoria, Illinois. We're starting over on Ryan's side of the field here. Manaphy in the active, and we're going to see that Charmander come out, but it's just going to be a pass over to Aaron Tarbell.
Yeah, just a pass. So not the ideal turn one for Ryan Ferry. Like we mentioned, that 1/1 Sylveon VMAX in this deck. You really want to get that Sylveon V down and use Dream Gift on turn one. That ability to let you just search your deck for an item card, put it into your hand. That makes it really easy to pull off a turn two rare candy into a stage 2 play.
Yeah, and I mean, even to get into those rare candy plays, you still need the Pokemon out on the field. And right now, we just have a single Charmander and a Manaphy. So that's still something Ryan can work with, but definitely would have liked to see more variety there. Definitely here. Aaron Tarbell, on the other hand, Aaron's fun fact was actually that he's a doctor,
He
Chip.
is, yep.
He is a doctor. So I am definitely expecting some precision plays here from Aaron Tarbell with this Miraidon EX. Aaron Tarbell been playing for a long time. Lots on the Limitless page to check out, but decided to take Miraidon EX to Peoria here. Getting those Pokemon out onto the field here for Aaron. We have that Mareep and the other Miraidon EX joining the field.
It looks like Squawkabilly is going to be the grab off of the Ultra Ball. It's going to be a Squawk and Seize type of turn. And it's a pretty decent opening here for Aaron. Ryan was only able to get one basic Pokemon into play. You mentioned it. That one single Charmander, of course, did start the Manaphy here in the active spot. But if Aaron Tarbell is able to draw into an escape rope and force this Charmander into the active spot, take the knockout with an electric generator, you know, getting a bunch of cards, something like that, it's going to be really difficult for Ryan to come back from that.
Yeah, that would be difficult indeed, but we'll have to see how things play out. I mean, so far, this is a fully loaded bench here for Aaron Tarbell. I mean, we saw lots of cards now being drawn into as well.
And an electric generator is able to hit 2 energy card. Ryan is like, yep, kind of expected that.
I kind of expect, yep. I mean, it doesn't happen every time. We've seen it fail many times. But, I mean, when your deck plays so many energy, 13 lightning energy here in this deck for Aaron Tarbell, you love to hit them and be able to put them onto your bench here for sure.
And even another generator. This is an absolute pop-off of a turn so far here for Aaron Tarbell. Does hit just one this time, but Aaron is still yet to utilize the Squawk and Seize. We saw him discard his hand and draw cards, but that's because he played Professor's Research already. So still even more cards able to be drawn. All he needs at this point is an escape rope, and that would let him jump out very far ahead here in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. That is something that's sort of different about Squawkabilly EX. You know, you're not doing the action when it's benched. You have the option to wait it out and play out your hand and use it whenever you want on your first turn. We see the Bravery Charm coming down onto that Raikou V in the active position.
Ooh, this is a little risky, though. I do got to call this out. Attaching the Bravery Charm here means you don't have a good target for your Forest Sealstone, potentially.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You need a V Pokemon to be able to use that V Star power in the Star Alchemy on the Forest Sealstone. So Raikou V is currently being clogged up here with that Bravery Charm.
Doesn't look like Aaron drew into the Forest Sealstone or the escape rope either way. I think still will be pretty content with how this turn has shaped up, at least getting the knockout here on the Manaphy. And getting the Bravery Charm here does allow the Raikou to withstand a hit from the first Charizard EX that comes up. So it is still solid on this Raikou, even if you don't get the escape rope play.
Yep, it looks like Aaron Tarbell's just going to pass it over here to Ryan Ferry. I heard pass, like pretty blatantly there. So
can we use them flip the other side for the coins? Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Not taking the knockout. I mean, I think it does make some sense what kind of Aaron is thinking here. By taking this knockout, you're going to fuel that Charizard's attack. It's going to be dealing more damage. You guarantee with this play that Raikou's not going to go down, but... And you know your opponent didn't have a great start regardless, But I don't know. I mean, you got to take prize cards to win the game, Boo.
Yeah, that is very true. That is one of the win conditions and probably the most popular one
Yeah.
for us, Chip. So interesting for sure to note there. Arvin, a very popular card here and being slotted into this Charizard deck, allowing Ryan here to search the deck for an item card and a Pokemon tool card. Again, they are separate cards now, so even though our tools currently have item in the corner, they are in different categories.
Yeah, this is definitely the card that has made the difference for Charizard so far in this format, is that Arvin. It wasn't really popular in these Charizard decks for quite a while, and then William Esvindo was able to win the Curitiba Regional Championships down in Brazil just a couple of weekends ago with a list that played the 4 Arvin, and now it has just absolutely exploded Charizard into a top-tier pick.
Yeah, and it is our most picked deck now going into Peoria. So definitely putting this Arvin build on the map. Now that's all that everybody talks about. You know, play the Arvin build, play the Arvin build. It's the best one for sure. Another thing to note too, Chip, the art sleeves. I feel like I've been seeing so many players now playing with art sleeves, and I love it.
Rocking out with some of these cool Japanese sleeves. I think these are from the Asia Championships, it looks like. And it will be the Burning Darkness for 210 damage into this Raikou V.
Yeah, I'm going to put a bunch of damage counters onto the Raikou V. Still not a knockout thanks to that Bravery Charm there for our Aaron Tarbell. So we'll see what we have for this turn. This is going to be the Fleet-Footed. That's why we see a coin going down here.
And there's that Forest Sealstone, not usable right now. Of course, wouldn't have been usable regardless because this Raikou would have been KO'd if this Bravery Charm hadn't been attached. But so it ends up being pretty nice. Our looks like Aaron is going to play an Arvin of his own at this point.
Wow, very nice. So both of these 2 Arvin come into play here. So that's going to be an item card and a tool card here for Aaron. Looking through the deck here, what's he going for, Chip?
Yeah, I think with this play of not taking the knockout on the Manaphy, Aaron's probably just looking for a solid 2-hit KO on this Charizard. You concede the fact that something is going to get knocked out here. Maybe just going with this Electric Generator, trying to throw a couple extra energy cards into play. We could see the Miraidon EX come to the active, use that Photon Blaster, and then Ryan would be unable to respond, knock out the Miraidon EX, boosting all the way up to 220 HP.
Absolutely. Electric Generator is going to generate 1 single lightning energy here for Aaron Tarbell.
And it was that 5th and final card, so Aaron was kind of holding the breath there. And all right, 5th card, we can get an extra energy card into play.
Yeah, very nice indeed. So far, all of our Electric Generators have hit, which is great to see for our players. We see the manual attachment here. You can only attach 1 energy per turn normally. So Miraidon EX is going to get that lightning energy for the attachment.
So Aaron here has a decision. Do you just want to hit with this Raikou, or do you want to retreat and try to deny the prize cards a little bit? We'll see which route he goes with. I think either one makes sense. You know, taking this knockout, or not taking this knockout, but getting this hit in here, getting that damage, sets up the Miraidon to clean up the KO, and then by sending up this other Miraidon on the next turn, you can take a moment to attach another energy to this Miraidon so it gets a little closer to being able to attack. So all makes sense to me.
Absolutely, Chip. And I mean, let's just talk about the board state over on Ryan's side so far. We do see an Ultra Ball being played here for Ryan, just choosing what to discard to it. But that's it. I mean, we have that Charizard that's heavily damaged now in the active position. Manaphy is on the bench from the start. It being in the active, and now we're going to see the Ultra Ball going for another Pokemon here. But usually with these Charizard decks, you see so many Pokemon out. You're seeing, you know, rare candies flying around, evolutions coming out everywhere, and that is just not, unfortunately, what we're seeing here for Ryan. So it's kind of just hanging on by a thread currently, but there's still routes and things that Ryan can do. But honestly, the hand, it's thin.
Yeah.
There's not much.
Now, with the Lumineon going down, it makes me think Ryan must have found a supporter now at this point. We'll use that Elegant Heal on Radiant Serena, and it does indeed look like research has been drawn.
Yeah, that is what Ryan needed here. Get a bunch of cards in the hand and start making things happen.
Did see the Charmander come down. We are still missing Pidgey, though. Pidgey has decided to not join the party just yet.
Maybe going to fly and swoop in later in the game, potentially.
It's one of the
Chip.
key cards of this deck.
It
It's
is.
kind of how you keep things rolling, and it's something that we have seen constantly missing from our Charizard players'
Yeah.
fields so far in this game, in this tournament, I should say. Excuse me.
That is very true, Chip. So we are going to see the knockouts there. It took 2 attacking turns from Ryan's side, but that Raikou V going down 2 prize cards for Ryan Ferry. First to the 2 prize cards here, but and of course we did see some healing there on Ryan's side of the field. So Aaron Tarbell is now able to respond with this turn.
We do see that Raichu V coming down. There is a chance that that could be a big card later on in this game, especially with a couple of Mareep already established. You know, if these eventually become Flaffy, they can accelerate extra energy cards into play. And then we could see that Raichu V take big one-hit KOs onto the high HP Charizard EXs.
Very true, Chip. That's Forest Seal Stone is also able to come down onto that Raichu V here. It is a V Pokemon, so able to use that Star Alchemy on the Forest Seal Stone, get a card out of your deck. You know, Chip, that Raichu V artwork, the one that Aaron's playing, I can like hear Raichu's sound in my head.
What's it
from
sound
that
like?
art. I'm not doing it, Chip. Stop.
Come
Oh
on,
my
Boo,
goodness.
come on.
Maybe I'm behind the scenes here. But here we go. We're seeing the some energy coming down onto the field from Aaron.
And we
onto
do see
the Raichu.
Iono was the grab, it looks like,
Yeah.
off of that Forest Seal Stone.
Here we go.
Something that could be
Last
huge
thing I
here for
want is
Aaron
something to be messed up.
would
I'm gonna
be
tap you.
this Iono and then finding the path to the peak. Getting path into play would be super strong here.
I think so too. Let's see what the card draws are. Both these players had to put their hands to the bottom of their decks and draw into as many prize cards as they have.
Yeah, I don't see a path on Aaron's end of
Yeah, I
the
don't
field.
think I saw it either.
Would have been pretty much the ideal time, and Aaron is probably kind of annoyed at the fact that he's drawn a lot of cards so far this game, probably 20 or so
Yeah.
cards already seen through the deck, and just has not been able to find that path to the peak just yet. It would have been solid earlier in the game too. It would have been great this turn, and just hasn't happened yet.
Hasn't happened yet for Aaron, but what has happened now, it's going to be a knockout on that Charizard EX. Took 2 turns as well, but is going to also take 2 prize cards. So Aaron Tarbell tying things up here. Ryan Ferry was the first to the prize cards, but let's see if that can keep up. We have that Charmander now in the active position with the energy already attached here. Charmeleon being evolved into on the bench as well. And we have a Nest Ball to search out another basic Pokemon from the deck.
So Ryan is unable to knock out this active Miraidon EX. His Charizard is currently doing 240 damage, and Miraidon having that Bravery Charm boosts it up quite a bit. And we do see Ryan is saying, yeah, I'm going to have to
Not
read
particularly
that
useful.
Sylveon.
Yeah, wait, what?
Well, let's take a look
Purple?
here.
What is this?
And it's a great target as well for that
Yeah.
Forest Seal Stone. So that's going to end up being pretty nice. And we're actually going to see Ryan utilize yet another card that is one we've talked about quite a bit so far on the weekend. We haven't seen it that much, to be honest, though. And it's not something we really expect to see in Charizard, but it's the last card remaining here in hand for Ryan Ferry, and it's that Mew EX. We're going to get to see Restart come in and draw a handful of cards.
Wow, that is awesome. Yeah, we haven't seen that at all yet. We've talked about it, and I feel like it's been talked about pretty heavily online as well. And we got the beautiful secret rare version.
Oh, and that is a huge draw. Finds the Ultra Ball, and now Forest Seal
Nice.
Stone can go get the rare candy needed to get into Charizard
Very
EX this turn.
Yeah, it looks like just mapping it out here. Ryan deciding what to do here, but going to start with that Forest Seal Stone. This is, we kind of talked about Champao being a combo deck. I feel like this is even more of a combo deck, Charizard EX, and Ryan's trying to figure out how to put that combination together to even just get some damage here.
Yeah, and Ryan even could just grab Arven as well. Use that to thin maybe another card out of the deck if there's another Forest Seal Stone you don't want to draw into anymore.
True.
Could be discard fodder for the Ultra Ball in your hand as well if you've got a couple other cards you really want to hang on to. Ooh, I think also, is that Raihan being grabbed? I think that's a Raihan. That is a pretty uncommon
One
card.
Raihan,
Yeah.
Single Raihan in the deck. Wow, that's going to be grabbed here. Aaron had to have taken a knockout for Ryan to be able to use that, but of course that happened in the last turn. So Raihan coming down here, able to accelerate in energy as well onto that Charmander.
And here comes a Charizard EX. And this is going to allow Ryan to just, basically doing this play with the Raihan lets him just get one more energy card into play. Not really something that the Charizard deck has too much of a problem with, admittedly, but still really strong.
Charizard Infernal.
And here we go, Infernal Rain.
That's kind of cool. I like the Raihan in there. I mean, I guess it's all cards that piece things together, right? Allows you to search your deck for a card, put it in there, and that's what you need to line up these turns here. So Ryan getting everything needed here and even still going, being able to accelerate discard an energy here.
Yeah, thinking about where to place the energy cards. Actually going on to the Sylveon. Okay.
Aaron's like, wait, what?
Wait, this thing attacks? Wait till you see the VMAX, Aaron Tarbell.
Yeah, I'm sure maybe a little surprised seeing that out there. It's definitely not a common card, but I guess is a little bit popular here in Peoria. So here we go.
0.
We see the draw for turn here on Aaron Tarbell's and another escape rope added. I think something that would be really great to draw into here would be if Aaron could find the switch cards. We saw this earlier in a game today with Andrew Mahone really needing switch card to heal a Pokemon that took a hit. That would take this Miraidon out of range of a Lost Vacuum play, ditching the Bravery Charm that's attached here in order to take just an extra knockout. And we do know that Lost Vacuum is waiting in the prize cards for Ryan.
Oh, yeah, that is very true, Chip. Lots of damage on the board, but still not another knockout for Ryan to get into those prize cards. Hoping to take that 2-hit knockout, though, which is what we've seen from both of our players back-to-back here. 2-hit knockouts all around.
We do see Ultra Ball from Aaron. After that Super Odd, I think we're going to see a Flaffy come out, get just another energy card into play most likely. So the prize map here I think is kind of set up for Aaron Tarbell. We can take the knockout with this Raichu, get this guy into the active, take out the Charizard, and then you try to set up one of your 2 Miraidon here. Probably this one that doesn't have any damage on it, just in case something happened with the Lost Vacuum play, so that you can go for a Boss's Orders KO to clean up either that Sylveon V or the Mew EX on the bench.
All right, well, we're seeing that retreat now out of the Miraidon EX.
Well, I guess these energies aren't going to stay in play regardless. I should remember that.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you got to discard it here for the Raichu V. So all of those energy being discarded to take that knockout onto the Charizard EX. That means Aaron Tarbell is now down to only 2 prizes left. Yep, going to pick that up right away. Give it a read here. Sylveon VMAX being added into this Charizard EX deck. You can see there's a lot of different colorful Pokemon out on the board here, which plays into that Sylveon VMAX.
And Ryan was able to find the Charizard EX off of that restart, so now is going to be able to get that evolution, accelerate those energy cards, and attack with yet another Charizard. And it will definitely be taking out this Raichu V, and it's going to be kind of up to what does Aaron Tarbell have. Is there a Boss's Orders to close out the game by knocking out the Mew EX here that's going to move to the bench?
Infernal Rain.
That is the question here.
Infernal Rain going to get a couple more energy cards into play. What do you think Ryan attacks with here? Is it the Charizard or the Sylveon?
I'm going to guess the Charizard.
I don't think it really matters. I'm trying to see which way. If there was like a Zapdos in play, then Raichu could knock out the Sylveon for 1 less energy. But otherwise, the only way to get a 1-hit KO on either of these Pokemon is another Raichu.
Ooh,
and it looks like
be the Sylveon.
It's going to be the Sylveon, yeah.
Oh, giving the stream a show here as well. But yeah, as you said, Chip, maybe doesn't really matter as much at this point, but...
It looks like we're just seeing him burn cards. Now,
no.
Ryan did forget to, that Mew EX needs to stay in play.
Okay.
I think he discarded it when he retreated it. But yeah, we're going to see that switch. Ryan here just burning cards. It makes sense. Switch is not going to be super useful at this point.
Gotcha. Well, it was the Charizard, I suppose, Chip, taking that knockout there for Ryan.
So what Aaron Tarbell needs is something that can easily attack, like this Raikou, and finding an energy, finding the other energy from the Dynamotor, finding boss's orders, and a way to retreat this active. And I think he's got it all, Boo.
Oh, I think so too. I see the boss in the hand. We got the escape rope here. They're just kind of mapping it out here. And yep, Ryan says, yep, you got it. 30 minutes left on the clock. And Aaron Tarbell is going to take this first game against Charizard with Miraidon EX.
That wasn't intentional. That was just
yeah, what a spot here. Aaron's saying, yeah, we definitely needed that Mew EX to come back into play because that was the way that Aaron was able to close that game out.
You guys saw the hands be like, wait, what?
That's what I
here?
need to KO that to win this game. Get back here, Mew.
Absolutely. Yep, that Mew came back into play here, and Aaron Tarbell was able to take the win. 1-0 here in our Swiss round 8 and trying to clean things up, hopefully with a 2-0. Are you kind of surprised here, Chip, that Miraidon is proving to perform very well against Charizard?
Well, yeah, this is a matchup that should be kind of tougher for the Miraidon deck. And the way that it usually, on paper and in theory, I should say, would have a chance is through Judge and Path to the Peak or Hand Disruption and Path to the Peak. And that's just not really what we saw in this last game. Aaron was just aggressive, and Ryan's setup was not super strong. And that's kind of been a common theme for our Charizard players thus far on the day. We just have seen kind of inconsistent setups. I don't think we've seen a single quick search utilized on a Pidgeot all day on stream.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, where are the Pidgeots, Chip? I want to see them.
Yeah, I think Ryan does too. So we'll see going into this game if something different can happen for our players.
Quick look at the prize cards here.
Nothing too bad, I don't think, for either player. That one Radiant Serena, not really the matchup that you utilize it for, so it's not too bad.
All right, well, let's kick off our Swiss round 8. This is our second game between these players. Miraidon able to take things home in the first game, but let's see if Ryan Ferry can fight back with this Charizard EX deck and get into this game here. Ultra Ball going to start us off with the Charmeleon and that Fire Energy going into the discard pile to search out a Pokemon. Of course, Ryan also gets to look through the deck here, map out the prize cards and what's going on.
Yeah, no Battle VIP Pass. It's really what you want to see with these Stage 2 decks on turn 1. It can be so strong to just get that VIP Pass so you can have your setup to get your basics out so that you can find those Stage 2s as quickly as the second turn of the game. The hand, honestly, for Ryan looked pretty awkward. I saw a Rare Candy and a Charizard, but it was the 151 Charizard EX, not the Obsidian Flames one that you prefer to see.
Gotcha. I mean, at least we have 2 Charmander down, which I guess is more than you can say from the last game.
Sure.
But now we're just over to Aaron's side, and we're going to start off, of course, with that tandem unit on the Miraidon EX. You get to search your deck for up to 2 basic Lightning Pokemon here for Aaron. So also going to get a look through the deck.
Aaron could win the game this turn, by the way. Aaron plays that brand new Zapdos EX.
Oh, yeah, we haven't even mentioned that, Chip.
Really in here for that Lost Box matchup. And it can be good in spots like this. He would need just about everything, you know, kind of the perfect setup here. But it's entirely possible. That multi-shot lightning attack, it deals 120 and then 90 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon that has any damage counters on it.
But
and of course, Aaron is playing that Hawlucha.
Yeah, last game it was actually the Hawlucha was prized for Aaron. But this game, we could actually see it. Look, Ryan Ferry going to pick up that Zapdos and realize, oh no, if something goes down here, I'm in danger. I could lose this game right now if Aaron Tarbell has the pieces to put together.
Yeah, and I think Aaron's not going to super commit to this play. He kind of recognizes he needs a lot to pull it off regardless. So I think it's smart to be conservative here, just attached to the active. And see what you get here on the other end. Yeah, not a single electric generator to work with. So
yeah, that is tough for sure. That Professor's Research going to bring 7 new cards to the hand. I did see the Squawkabilly as well.
I was about to say, yeah, I did notice right at the end there, Squawkabilly is in the hand. So Aaron could technically dig a little harder. He does have a couple Path to the Peak in hand, though. So do you just put those in play and pass? I think you're kind of content with that. Your opponent's 4-card hand, do they really have a way to bump a Stadium and a Rare Candy Charizard? It's kind of a lot to ask for.
That is a lot to ask for sure. But I guess nothing's impossible. It's just a matter of can you get there or not. But yeah, Aaron Tarbell just going to fail that Hisuian Heavy Ball. No Pokemon to target down out of the prize cards for that. Now just eyeing up the hand here.
This is the debate for Aaron. Do you go for it? Go for the win on this turn. It
Oh
can
my-
be so tempting, but there's a chance that just putting Path in play would be enough. I think with the Squawkabilly coming down, I mean, the only way it makes sense to put into play is if you're planning to use it.
Yeah, if you're going to
We're squawking and we're seasoned.
Squawking and seasoned here, Chip. Let's see what these 6 cards bring to Aaron Tarbell and if he's able to go anywhere with this turn.
No shot.
Oh, no
Yeah,
way.
no shot.
That is rough to see.
He would
but-
have needed a lot. It would
Yeah,
have had to be the
exactly.
Halucha and 2 electric generator, and he would have needed to hit 2 energy off one of those 2 electric generators. So
Yep.
it was a lot to reach for.
Yeah, definitely tempting for sure, but still, this is the very first turn of the game. So you got to think there's a ton of cards still left in the deck for Aaron. So making his way through this turn here and is just going to pass it back over to Ryan after that Raikou.
What a
using
top
the
deck.
Fleet Feet. What was it, Chip?
He top decked an Ultra Ball. He's got Rare Candy in the hand.
His favorite card.
Yeah, his favorite card really comes through, but we're actually going to see Rare Candy into this Charizard.
Whoa, interesting.
That is
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, we've seen it in a couple of lists here, but have we actually seen it in play yet, Chip?
Not yet, yeah. So Michael Pramawat was playing this card. It looks like Ryan Ferry's playing it as well. It's got the Brave Wing attack, 60 damage, and then 100 more if it has any damage counters on it, which at 330 hit points, you got to assume you're going to take some damage at some point. And
Yep.
it also has the Explosive Vortex attack, and I have to imagine this is the main reason for this card to be in this deck as a way to just guaranteed one-hit KO pretty much anything in the formats. The way you can one-hit KO, Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAXs, you can one-hit KO opposing Charizard EXs. I think it's definitely got to be a tech for those 2 matchups more than anything. So honestly, a little surprised that we didn't just see it hit the discard pile with the Ultra Ball.
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, I
Wing
suppose
six.
Ryan sees some potential here in this Charizard EX from 151. So I'm excited to see where this goes and where Ryan's choosing to take us here. But we're over onto Aaron's side of the field now after a bit of damage being spread onto Aaron's side. That's 60 damage. We're seeing the fleet-footed here to draw another card into the hands. We get some Flappies coming down. Well, I suppose just one Flappy.
Yeah, I don't actually think there's much going on here in the hand for Aaron. Has a path to the peak to try to slow Ryan down a little bit, but the only supporter option is Boss's Orders.
Ooh, yeah, we're going to see it, though. Charmander coming up. Aaron realizing, this is a different Charizard EX here. So let me bring this little Charmander up.
And now as Ryan, you got to think, well, my opponent didn't do much. Do I really want to Iono them?
True. Good point there, Chip. Tough decision to make. Hey, at least we see a Pidgey out here in this game, Chip. We're going to see that retreat, just the attach retreat, back into this Charizard EX for Ryan. So the stall play didn't work out too well there, but we see a Boss's Orders play here from Ryan of his own to bring up that Flappy and do 60 damage to it.
Yeah, pretty slow turn, but I think it's going to pay off here. Not really much Aaron can do about this.
Yeah, I mean, Flappy's got 2 retreat cost. It's expensive sheep there.
Yeah, it's a pretty slow little sheep. It has a hard time getting around too quickly. Doesn't have a low retreat cost like some of these quicker Pokemon.
It's spreading all of its energy onto the other Pokemon
Yeah, right,
Chip,
right.
so it has no energy to move itself around.
Exactly.
You know?
And Dynamotor's spreading energy. Speaking of it,
Yep.
here we go. 1 extra energy being added, and I think the draw for turn for Aaron was actually an energy card. And are we going to see him just boss Charmander again?
Oh
What
my
is happening?
goodness.
What is this game?
Double boss Charmander back to back for both of these turns for Aaron. Look at these. Yeah, it's interesting. Flappy versus Charmander currently, at least in our active positions. We see the secondary energy as well coming down onto that Raikou V. But now we're back over to Ryan here,
Yeah.
stuck again
As
with
Ryan,
the Charmander.
As Ryan, you've definitely just got to play the Iono now. Like,
Yeah.
Artisan.
Or we see an Artisan. Okay,
And the
Artisan coming
Iono.
down and then the Iono.
Yep.
There we go for
Yep.
Ryan. So both of our players going to shuffle up their hands. It's going to go to the bottom of their decks here, and they're going to draw into as many prize cards as they have. Neither of our players have taken a prize card, so it's going to be 6 each.
And Ryan does find Rare Candy, and then that last 6th card off Iono was the Pidgeot. So we will
Nice.
finally see a quick search boo this tournament. We haven't seen
Finally.
it the entire tournament so far.
Yeah, it's taken forever, and this is, I mean, one of the staples of this deck with that quick search. And this is how you see it play, to line up those pieces together every single turn and just continue to take knockouts consistently thanks to that Pidgeot EX. Getting you the cards you need. It's
Yeah.
pretty good in a combo deck, huh, Chip?
Absolutely, yeah. Throwback to the good old Fire Red Leaf Green. Pidgeot was such a staple card through the 2004 and
Yeah.
2005 and 2006 seasons.
And it was also called Quick Search, right?
It's literally the same. But
Literally the same exact thing.
Ryan is not going to put the Pidgeot in play. I'm kind of surprised, to be honest.
Whoa!
I mean, it is a Lightning Week 2 prize Pokemon. So, I mean, I guess I
We
can
have
understand
Pidgeys,
it
though.
somewhat, but you gotta make something happen. You gotta get some extra cards in your hand.
I mean, we've been surprised a couple of times here so far in this match, Chip. Even just the 151 Charizard coming down was a bit of a surprise as well. But yeah, we're over here onto Aaron's side of the field now. Raikou V being in the active position after that knockout on the Flaffy. So Ryan Ferry's going to be the first to a prize card here in this game so far. And Aaron is looking through the deck here. I think
Yeah.
off of this search,
Yeah.
or the tandem unit.
Yep, going with that tandem unit can get a basic Lightning Pokemon out. Might want to leave the bench space open for a potential Mew.
Grab the sheet.
Could get a little bit of extra play. But it
Love
looks like
that.
he's going to grab the sheep instead.
Grab the sheep. I love that so much.
19. Thank you.
Mareep the sheep coming down for Aaron Tarbell.
Oh, and
So
Aaron
that's full
actually
bench.
has a pretty interesting card in hand that we saw from Ryan in the last game, and that is the Raihan.
Raihan.
Yeah, not something you see too often in Miraidon decks, but with the Zapdos, I think is kind of one of the cards that it makes sense to play with. It's a little more costly of an attacker, and you need a bit more of a combo setup.
True.
This was something that was played in the first place Yokohama Champions League tournament. So I think a lot of players that are playing Miraidon with Zapdos in it kind of referenced that list as kind of their starting point, and Raihan was in that
Nice.
list.
Well, yeah, Raihan remains at least in Aaron Tarbell's list here. Of course, that Flappy went down in the previous turn from Ryan, which means Raihan's online here, allows you to accelerate that energy from your discard pile. Going to put it on that Zapdos EX, and then you also get to search your deck for any card and add it to your hand.
It's going to be an electric generator. It does hit 2 energy cards. All right, we like to see it.
Woo! Electric generator, generating those energies here for Aaron.
Probably just going to go onto the Miraidon EX if I had to guess. Might split them up, I guess. That's also an option. Zapdos could still get in there, but we did see from Ryan in game 1, he actually does play the Manaphy. So if Ryan puts that Manaphy down, it's going to kind of limit
Throw
the
a wrench
options
in
there
things,
for
huh?
Aaron's options. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, true, especially now. I mean, Ryan picked up that Zapdos just to make sure he knew what it was doing. So now he's well aware that it does attack your bench if there is the damage counters out on the
Right.
field. So
Aaron here thinking about what to do. If you hit this Charizard, it's going to be able to deal a lot more damage on the next turn. What's actually kind of annoying, too, is that it
200. Yep.
boosts all the way up to 160 damage. And
sheesh.
you know what on that side of the field for Aaron has 160 HP? That's Squawkabilly.
Oh, now is coming back to be a liability chip,
So-
unfortunately for Aaron.
Yeah, if we could see like a rare candy on the Pidgeot and then Boss's orders to bring up the Squawkabilly, I think that would have been really good. But we've already seen the
Yeah.
supporter card being committed. That Arvin played for the turn.
Yeah, it's going to be the Arvin to
go
search
back
out
up.
an Ultra Ball and a Choice Bell as the item and the tool card here for Ryan. Ultra Ball is going to be played right away, discarding a couple of cards from hand here. One of them being that Sylveon VMAX.
Yeah, really interesting lines here from Ryan. I think is committing to not putting Pidgeot in play. I think that's the only way that he's gone about this really makes sense. So he's just trying to go with just the Charizard as kind of the attack option here. We even see the Ultra Ball discarding a rare candy,
Yeah.
leaving the Pidgeot in the hand though, with just one rare candy. So like he could have gotten both Pidgeot and Charizard in play this turn.
Rare Candy, Charizard, Infernal Rain.
Yeah, we are at least going to see one rare candy, the other one going into the discard. Well, technically both going into the discard pile here, but we're going to get into that Charizard EX. This time it is going to be the Terra type Charizard EX, that dark type Charizard, and straight into that Infernal Rain as well to accelerate those fire energy to the board.
We do see an attachment to the active Charizard as well, maybe trying to set up for that potential 330 damage attack, or we could just see it retreating actually, and we'll see the knockout coming through with this Charizard EX. Of course, it only deals 180 right now, but Ryan grabbed the choice belt off the Arvin, 210 for the KO. And that is a clean 330 HP Charizard EX in the active spot.
Wow, fresh and ready to keep swinging here. And back and forth throughout that first game that we saw, both of our players were taking two-turn knockouts on a lot of these Pokemon here because there's some awkward situations, and Charizard EX is so beefy with 330 HP. So that is tough for Aaron to face off against here.
You're really trying to map it out and kind of figure up what the play is. What is the move? What do you want to do in this position? Is that a generator to start with? He's debating it. That Zapdos was an easy promotion thanks to that Voltic float ability. It has free retreat in the active spot, so pretty nice.
Yeah, as long as there's a lightning energy attached to it, right?
Yeah.
Yep, makes it nice and quick of a Zapdos EX. Can jump around.
I know it's tough decisions, but I'd really not like a tie if I can pull this off.
So we do see the Bravery Charm coming down onto the Raichu V. And if Aaron can pull off 6 energy in play and get that Dynamic Spark KO, it leaves Ryan with a pretty decimated board, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, I would say so for sure. We've definitely seen a very niche sort of play that Ryan has gone for in this game, too. So, yeah, it kind of leaves it up in the air for Aaron to potentially take advantage of with that Raichu V.
Looks like it will be an Iono as the supporter for turn.
Yep, Iono going to be played here. Both of our players shuffling their decks. Ryan's only going to have 3 cards being drawn off of this Iono, though. And what are the 3?
Aaron,
oh my gosh.
Aaron finds a pretty good hand of cards. He needs to hit at least 1 energy here. He needs to hit just 1 energy, and no, he misses. He had 2 energy in his hand that he drew off the Iono, and he has the Flaffy. So if he hits just 1 energy on that electric generator, he's able to get the knockout on this Charizard. And now he's going to be 1 energy short of making that happen.
That is brutal to see, Chip. Unfortunate turn of events here for Aaron. But, we saw the Forest Seal Stone.
I mean, is it going to be another generator?
I was about to say, it's got to be, right?
I think it's got to be this play. There's 4 energy, I think, in the deck. Around 20-ish cards, something like that, it looks like.
I believe in this electric generator. Aaron Tarbell taking that gamble as well, using the Forest Seal Stone to search out that generator. We need to see this energy.
1 energy, that's it. The final card, the last piece. Aaron will be able to get the knockout here this turn on this Charizard.
That was a nail biter. Imagine using your Forest Seal Stone, getting the generator, and then it whiffs again. That would have been brutal. Sheesh. Especially with still a bunch in the deck, but...
That's exactly what he needed. It was pretty much his only way to stick around in this one. Otherwise, this Charizard could have just run away with things, to be honest.
Yep, look at that.
120 knockout. Yep.
So we're actually not going to see the Raichu. I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought we were going to see the Raichu come in and attack, but it's not enough to even get the knockout here with that Zapdos EX. It deals just 90 damage to the bench.
Chip, we are once again surprised here in this match between these players.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just going to spread some damage here onto the field on Aaron Tarbell's side.
So I think
what's the logic,
might
Chip?
look a little funky, but it makes sense here for Aaron. Zapdos has 200 HP, and Ryan is only dealing 180 damage. So Ryan is kind of forced into having a boss's orders if he wants to take a knockout this turn, which off the Iono to 3 cards and then 1 for turn. You know, your opponent doesn't have Pidgeot in play. You have to wonder how likely that is that they would be able to find a boss's orders.
Yeah, true. So maybe just banking on the fact that limited Ryan's hand enough to not be able to put these pieces together for this combo deck that is Charizard EX. Let's see what happens here.
And I don't think that Ryan really has much going on. No supporters.
180.
And it's just going to be a hit, 180.
180, not able to knock out the Zapdos EX. It has survived once again here for Aaron Tarbell. We see the draw for turn here, and Aaron It's going to make a couple more decisions, but very happy to see all of these energy and that Pokemon stay in play.
And then now the Miraidon EX can actually come up and take the knockout on this
Nice.
Charizard, and you get to keep all your energy cards into play. So this is going to work out pretty nicely here. Photon Blaster deals 220 damage. It is enough to take this KO. Arvin as well gets a couple cards out of the deck. Really, really smart play from Aaron, doing what might seem less obvious, but ends up being totally correct.
And yeah, I mean, Aaron must be pretty well versed with this Miraidon deck, choosing to bring it here to Peoria and playing it pretty darn well. It's cool, definitely, to see that Zapdos EX being played here on our stream too, because we haven't seen it so far from our Miraidon players. But yeah, Aaron Tarbell doing great so far with this Miraidon.
Just thinning out, it looks like the Nest Ball, even though it can't be played, just put it into the hand. We do see Bravery Charm being grabbed here as well. That can mean that this benched Miraidon doesn't get KO'd super easily to a Charizard. I mean, Aaron has really navigated this matchup super, super well.
Yeah, I feel like all of the stops are being pulled out here from Aaron. And yeah, there's backup plans upon backup plans here on Aaron Tarbell's side of the field. We have that Bravery Charm on that active Miraidon EX. Of course, the free retreat from that Zapdos as well, thanks to that Lightning Energy being attached. And we're going to see the knockout for the first 2 prize cards from Aaron's side. But look at that board state chip. Brutal. Ryan, on the other hand here, losing that Charizard. Ooh, Collapse Stadium's going to come into play. So limiting the bench here, but I mean, you just take off the damage or a liability from the bench?
I mean, I think we're going to get rid of this Charizard EX. It's got 1 million damage on it, right?
Yeah,
that seems pretty good. Get rid of that piece.
I was looking at Aaron Tarbell's side, but yeah, Ryan's side of the field, that is a lot more of a liability there, having that Charizard EX just sitting there. And I guess now the fact that Aaron didn't take a knockout on it, I mean, all that damage is just wiped off the field now for Ryan. Thanks to that Collapse Stadium, both of our players are limited to 4 Pokemon on their bench total.
And all Ryan Ferry can do is use Sylveon V. Use that Dream Gift. Go search out any item card, add it to the hand. It will be the Ultra Ball. Hoping for a Pidgeot on the next turn, I assume.
Yep. Ultra Ball.
Charizard as well is an option.
Be drawn out, and that's going to end the turn here from that Dream Gift. So we're going to go back to Aaron's side now. Lots of damage being wiped off, but Aaron still has a lot going for him, at least on his side of the field. Of course, I'm right on EX. Use the Photon Blaster last turn to get that knockout. So you can't attack this turn. You have to get some retreats in, some retreat action in on this turn for Aaron. Let's see what the hand has here.
If Aaron can get rid of this stadium and get the Hawlucha in play, we could see the Zapdos take a 2-prize knockout this turn.
True. You play 5 of those?
That is a potential option.
You play 5 of those or something?
They're
so
joking
a lot of electric generators, yeah.
Yeah, Aaron doesn't play 5 of that card. He just happens to keep hitting them and get some energy off of them as well. So
pretty strong.
That Raichu V going to get an energy off the electric generator here.
I do see that Hawlucha in the hand, but with the collapse in play, not going to be an option to pull off that extra prize turn.
Oh, that would have been cool.
So what does Aaron want to attack with here is kind of the question. Does have Escape Rope. Doesn't really do too much good. Your opponent almost assuredly just sends up the other Pidgey.
Yeah, Pidgey for Pidgey.
Yeah.
I think that's what just happened, though.
It does reset the Miraidon,
that's
which
true.
is good.
Promote off of it?
Oh, I think.
Yeah, he's got to figure out what to send up here.
Had to figure out what to send up. Just took a quick look at the discard pile there before, but Raichu V is going to come up into the active here.
A little interesting to see this, to be honest. The Raichu is Aaron's kind of one way to deal with a Charizard EX, and Ryan just searched out an Ultra Ball, right?
Yeah.
Oh, have I? I'm pretty sure you did,
yeah, I think Aaron did use Dynamotor before the Escape Rope. We'll see if our judges are up on it, but I'm pretty sure that.
I don't think it matters, but. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I think he may have.
I thought that was the electric generator. I mean, I could have totally
I think
missed
because
it.
there was 2 energy on the Zapdos last turn, 1 energy on the Raichu.
Gotcha.
So the question, he either hasn't attached for turn yet or hasn't Dynamotored, I think.
Wait, was there 2 energy, though, on the Zapdos?
I'm pretty sure there was 2 energy on the Zapdos. Yeah, has not attached for turn, though.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he did have the second energy on the Zapdos, I remember. And we're actually going to see
What the?
pretty funny play here. The Motivate from Squawkabilly EX.
Motivate?
I love it.
I was actually kind of thinking about this, to be honest, and I think it makes sense. I mean, you don't really want to just send up one of these 2-prize Pokemon and that are one of your main attackers and just give your opponent kind of a free path to
Dream gift.
get rid of a bunch of energy cards. And Ryan just draws and uses Dream Gift right away.
Oh my gosh!
What is
wow.
happening?
I have no idea,
Super Rod,
Chip.
you're up.
I mean, I was talking about being surprised in this game. Well, really in this matchup, but those surprises keep coming. The Motivate from the Squawkabilly EX.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people are not familiar with that. It just does 20 damage, and then you attach 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to one of your benched Pokemon. So definitely not something we see hardly ever here, but we're going to see it from this Squawkabilly here on Aaron Tarbell's side of the field. But yeah, that was just going to be a dream gift from the Sylveon V on Ryan's side. So now we're back over to Aaron here. Lots of energy down, Chip.
Yeah, and we are going to see the retreat now and the attack. Miraidon Photon Blaster taking out poor little Pidgey.
Never stood a chance.
And Ryan now has been able to add quite a few cards to the hand. We do see Super Rod coming out. We know there's an Ultra Ball. There's also a rare candy in there. And Super Rod can allow a bunch of energy cards to go back into the deck for this Charizard coming up.
Yeah, both of these players right now are tied at 3 prize cards left, and this clock has been running down for a while here. 4 minutes left, but still lots of time to conclude this game, especially if you include turns, if it goes to that, for both these players. We're seeing the rare candy now for that Charizard EX.
Yeah, and a pretty big card here for Ryan Ferry is that he drew Boss this turn.
I was about to say, I know I put
And
3
Boss's orders here can take out the Raichu. There's been 3 prizes taken on Aaron Tarbell's end, so it's going to be actually just short, right? Yeah, 240, so not quite enough to take the knockout here on the Raichu. Yeah, mapping it out.
Yeah, he's doing.
Or
the
no,
math
it is
here.
enough. I'm sorry. Yeah, it is going to be enough. 240 would have been just 2 prizes. We're up to 270 now, so that is enough for the KO. And that was Aaron's kind of one response to this Charizard coming into play. Yeah, pretty interesting spot here. I think, I'm wondering if Aaron maybe has played a little too passively at some points this game. Could have been a little more aggressive. He's got 3 prize cards left. Ryan really just didn't have a great setup, but Aaron has given Ryan enough time to reestablish his board. And
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Ask how much time we have
Wow,
left in the
Aaron
round.
Tarbell is just going to scoop it up there.
minutes?
Ryan
Okay.
Ferry taking the second game in our game
So one
2
of us
between
gets
these players. So
Or are we shaking
they're
hands?
shuffling up here and kind
mean,
of
I hope
discussing,
we're shaking
hey,
hands
we only
either
have
way, but you get the
3
point.
minutes left on the clock here. So let's see how this plays out between
are
both of them, Chip. But yeah, I agree with you there about the kind of too passive. We discussed multiple plays that potentially could have happened. It would have required a few cards here and there for Aaron Tarbell. But Raichu,
Yeah.
I mean, the Zapdos with the Hawlucha.
what Aaron, was doing was he's trying to just play super passively around the Charizard, which it totally makes sense to do sometimes, but at some point you got to get in there, you know. If your opponent has everything they need, rare candy Charizard, take the knockout, you got to find a way to deal with it after the fact, right? You can't just hope that your opponent you can't, I don't know. I think Aaron maybe just should have been a little bit more aggressive. And now in this spot, a couple electric generator prize for Aaron.
Yeah, you don't want to see that. Never want to see that as the Miraidon player. Over here on Ryan's side, couple supporters there, but nothing too crazy on Ryan's prize cards. All right, we're kicking off this game 3. Less than 2 minutes left on the clock here, but we'll see how this concludes. It's not over till it's over, Chip, and we're starting over here on Aaron Tarbell's side of the field. So
Miraidon
already
1 is for these
searching
2.
a bunch of
Miraidon 2 is for
Pokemon
this one.
here. Ryan just clarifying what Pokemon are coming out with those tandem units.
Yep, full field. That's one of the things I love the most about this Miraidon deck is that just having one Miraidon in play all of a sudden turns into an almost full board.
Yeah, that is really awesome, especially when all these Pokemon have a lot of utility, and we've seen that fleet-footed being used often from that Raikou V, and it has secured some incredible cards for our Miraidon players so far, even just today. So nice to have that extra draw support there. We also see the Nest Ball. Going to bring out that Squawkabilly EX. So Aaron's going to be discarding this hand for that Squawkabilly. Squawk and Seas.
Yeah, I
We
think.
got a squawk.
Okay. Calm down over there. Discard the hand. We see 6 cards. A lot of energy.
All right.
Oh, that's the card he was looking for. Path to the Peak. Try to slow Ryan down as much as possible. Ryan,
Sheesh.
wow, doesn't really have much going on at all. Just a draw and a
No.
pass. This is a huge
Whoa.
opening for Aaron Tarbell.
This is huge indeed, Chip. This could really turn the tides here.
Yes.
Aaron Tarbell is going to make sure he knows exactly what he's doing with this turn.
He's got an Ultra Ball in the hand to go get a Flaffy. All he needs really is another Flaffy or an electric generator, and he's got
Oh
to
my
research to just dig for every piece he needs.
Yeah, and I think that's what's going to happen. I mean,
I
we
have
even
good
saw
money.
Aaron dig last game for something that was like so unreasonably difficult to do. But this time around, that is not the case. Aaron Tarbell has the ability to dig and has the ability to take
Yeah.
a 2-1 win.
All he needs is an Ultra Ball or a Flaffy. The Flaffy was in the deck. I saw it in there. In worst case scenario, well, he does need an energy to attach
Yeah,
from hand
that's
now as
true,
well.
that's
Okay,
true.
so he needs a little
Couple of
bit.
pieces here.
Let's see if he can do it. 7 cards to find him. There's the energy cards, and there's the generator. We're spinning the wheel, Boo.
Oh my goodness, let's see if we can hit it, Chip.
1 energy card for the win, and he
no!
misses.
Not like this. Aaron
Wow.
Tarbell gonna whiff that single energy needed here. Oh, not again. It's like the most pivotal moments where Aaron just keeps missing this energy.
Yeah, does not find the piece
Sheesh.
to get this KO to close this one out.
Wow, that hurts. That
Yeah,
hurts to watch.
absolutely. We're gonna. I mean, the good thing here for Aaron is that Ryan just didn't do anything on the first
Yeah,
turn. So you
true.
know Ryan's hand has nothing going on. He's literally relying on a top deck of a supporter or a basic Pokemon to
Yeah.
even stay hanging
Okay,
around in
not
this
this again.
game. Ryan says, "Not this again." Yep, sure enough. Squawkabilly's gonna
Is that what
motivate
he
the
said?
team.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we got some motivation happening here from our Squawkabilly EX. Squawking once again to motivate the squad here.
Guaranteeing,
Yeah, I know what you
guaranteeing Miraidon can take the knockout next turn. Ryan Ferry needs to top deck something to stay alive in this game. It is the
Hey.
Arvin.
Yep, Arvin going to come down, allows Ryan to search out an item card
They're gonna use
and a
that.
tool card, but saying, can I use this battle VIP? Unfortunately, no, Ryan,
And-
only on your first turn.
I gotta say, Boo,
Yeah.
as Ryan, if he was playing the Call for Family Pidgey, he would maybe be okay right now, but he's not. He's
Sheesh.
playing the 60 HP Pidgeys, and it's potentially going to hurt him here in this spot. If you could Call for Family, get a couple Charmander in play, he could very realistically withstand this game, but now
Oh, no.
he's going to have to be relying on yet another top deck. And I think Ryan here, as it looks like time has been called, he's
Yeah.
definitely just got to play to ensure a tie at this point. So
Going
put
back in.
as many Pokemon in play, and I think that's exactly what we're going to see. Forest Seal Stone, just get another Nest Ball, and
Yep.
yeah, Aaron cannot close the game out. It's going to be a tie. So close for Aaron to just get the win, though.
Oh.
Does not quite piece it together.
And of course, both of these players trying to just secure those points and get into the day 2, but just taking a tie here. Still has an opportunity. This was our round 8. We still have one more round to go for all of our players on the field, but we're witnessing a tie here, and it was so close to being a win, Chip. That really hurts to see.
So close for Aaron. He drew just a few too many energy cards off that
Yeah,
research,
I
right?
know.
Hit the generator, but the energy cards had already been found into the hand, so was not able to hit, and these players are going to have to find a win in their last Swiss round if they want to be playing in day 2 of this tournament.
Absolutely, but hey, I believe in both our players here. Still super fun game to watch between Charizard EX and Miraidon as well. And yeah, it's just unfortunate. We had to take
Yep.
another tie, Chip. We have just been taking these ties today
So I got to ask you, Boo.
on stream.
We
What's
got
up?
to see a little bit from this unique build of Charizard, the Sylveon,
Yeah.
the Pidgeot. We didn't really see it in full force, I don't feel like,
Yeah.
as we get into this next game. Let's go through these replays, but I want to ask what you think about this version of the deck compared to the other versions we have seen so far.
All right, well, let's check out what's happening on
this
these
replay
replays
first, yep.
here. This was the knockout from the Charizard EX from Ryan's side
Yep.
of the field here. Yeah, this was when we saw all of these energy being
Yep.
discarded to take the return knockout on that Charizard here for Aaron Tarbell.
Yeah, and that Mew EX is really what kind of kept Ryan around here in this first game, but
Yeah.
ultimately it was the piece that cost him. as
I
Aaron
know.
Tarbell was able to get the boss's orders to close out the game on that low HP Pokemon.
Yep, and that was a happy moment here for Aaron Tarbell taking that first game here. We're seeing the, this is the wild, like, boss's orders for Charmander twice in a row.
Yeah.
That was
honestly, that game too was so clunky from both of our players.
Yeah, I'm still confused by it, honestly. Yeah, we saw the Charizard from 151 get into play, get heavily damaged, get wiped off the fields. I mean, there was so much happening in that game too, but Aaron Tarbell eventually scooped it up to Ryan Ferry, brought us to a 1-1, and it was kind of being discussed like, we're probably going to be taking a tie here, but it was so close to being a win for Aaron Tarbell, but unfortunately, the whiff of that energy was the downfall.
So close and just not quite enough. All Aaron needed to see was the fact that Ryan was going to put 2 Pokemon in play, and once that was the case, Aaron says, yep, I can't win. Let's get into our next round and hopefully make it to day 2. So, Boo, yeah, we've seen this Sylveon version of the deck.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, quite a different take on the build compared to the Arvin